was fought between the English on the one side and Mir Qasim, Shah Alam II and Shujauddaulah on the other. After the Battle of Plassey, Mir Jafar became the Nawab of Bengal, but he was a Nawab in name only. He was a mere puppet in the hands of the English. His treasury was soon emptied by the demands of the company's officials. The company and its servants were no longer interested in mere trade with India. They wanted to use their control over the Nawab of Bengal to drain the wealth of the province. Mir Jafar could not meet the demands of the company and its officials. The responsibility of running the administration lay on his shoulders, but he had no powers. As a result, the administration deteriorated. The English charged him with the neglect of administration and deposed him in 1760. His son-in-law, Mir Qasim, was made the Nawab of Bengal. He rewarded the company by granting it the zamindari of the districts of Burdwan, Midnapur and Chittagong. He was an able, efficient and strong ruler, determined to free himself from the foreign control. He improved both the financial condition of the kingdom and administration and raised a modern and disciplined army. All this was not to the liking of the English. The English merchants carried on private trade without any duties. They began to abuse this privilege. They sold their permits to the Indian merchants, who also began to carry duty-free trade. The Nawab abolished all the duties and deprived the English of the illegal profit. This enraged the company. At the same time, the company and its officials began to oppress and ill-treat the officers of the Nawab and the poor people of Bengal. There could not exist two masters in Bengal. Mir Qasim was defeated in a series of battles in 1763 and fled to Awadh. He formed an alliance with Shujauddaulah, the Nawab of Awadh, and Shah Alam II, the Mughal emperor. The three Indian monarchs clashed with the company's army at Buxar on 22nd October 1764 but were badly defeated. Mir Qasim fled away and was never heard of again. Shujauddaulah and Shah Alam II submitted and the war came to an end by the Treaty of Allahabad in 1765. The Nawab of Awadh was made to pay a huge war indemnity of 50 lakh rupees to the company and cede the districts of Kara and Allahabad. These districts were handed over to Shah Alam II. Shah Alam II granted the Diwani of Bengal, Bihar and Odisha to the company. The English promised him a pension of rupees 26 lakh a year. This battle is very important in the history of India. The English defeated three Indian princes, became the masters of Bengal, Bihar and Odisha, and used Awadh later on as a buffer state between their possessions and the Marathas. This battle completed the work begun by the Battle of Plassey and made the English company a sovereign power in India. How did the assumption of Diwani benefit the East India Company? The grant of Diwani of Bengal, Bihar and Odisha to the East India Company by the Mughal Emperor Shah Alam II greatly benefited it. It solved the major problem of the company by providing it vast finances which it was lacking in buying Indian goods. Formerly, it had to import gold and silver from Britain in large quantities to buy most of the goods in India. At that time, Britain had no goods to sell in India which could fetch her finances to buy Indian goods. But the Diwani of Bengal, Bihar and Odisha not only helped her to meet administrative expenses but also enabled her to buy Indian goods to be exported to Britain. In short, we can say that the assumption of Diwani by the East India Company solved all her problems to purchase cotton and silk textiles in India, to bear the expenses of the administrative setups, to maintain the troops and to carry on her various building activities in India like building the company port and offices at Calcutta.